winter is here, guys. I don't know about y'all, but in Texas right now, it is very, very, very cold. At least us. To y'all northerners up there, maybe it's not that bad. But for us, a lot of us are freaking out right now with the weather change. But anyway, a little while ago, I made a video about seasonal depression and just some tips and tricks to deal with that and to manage that. So yeah, I thought I'd just do a little intro before you watch that video. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, here's the video. Hey guys, my name is Tequila and welcome back to the Wonderfully Made in Christ YouTube channel. If you're new here, I make videos about faith, my faith in Jesus, lifestyle, and a fun vlog here and there. Also, if you end up enjoying this video, pretty please give it a big ol' thumbs up so that more people can watch it and enjoy it and also experience this channel as well. And without further ado, let's hop right into it and get into the video. So today we're going to be talking about, if you haven't watched my last video, I talked about depression. And so definitely give that one a watch if you have not. But today we're going to be talking about seasonal depression, and ways that we can combat that. Okay, so seasonal depression, at least for what my understanding of it is not exactly like clinical depression, but basically is when different seasons affect our mood. And typically it happens during winter when it's colder, it's darker, and it gets dark earlier. So a lot of people experience like a down mood during that season ultimately. So if that's you, we're going to talk about some ways that we can maybe combat that. And then also too, as I always try to say, if this is an ongoing thing, you're continuing to feel just numb, not good, in the depths of despair, and this isn't going away, definitely talk to someone and be able to get some help ultimately. Okay, so let's jump right into the video. So my tip number one for you guys, and I just heard about this, but it's to sleep close to the window. So sometimes we don't get obviously as much, light during the winter. And so one way that we can kind of get some more light and some more, not exactly directly being outside, but kind of in a way that we're close to kind of getting all the helpful nutrients that we need from the sun and from being outdoors, is by sleeping next to the window. So I'd have to look up like some studies on like if this has really, improved people's mood, but I've heard that this is a tip. Thankfully, my bed is kind of close to the window. So actually, I feel like that actually is quite nice. So my first tip for you guys is to maybe try that. If your bed's not close to the window, move it like a little bit closer to a window if you have a window ultimately. My tip number two for you guys is to read a good book during this time. So I'm not gonna lie, this is something that I always actively do. But as a kid, I really liked reading. Like, I was really into it. I love the American Girl books. If you know, you know, ultimately. So yeah, I was really into that. I really liked Little Women. I read that book when I was in 5th grade, actually. Loved that book. I read, what are some other books? Oh yeah, Anne of Green Gables. Love the Anne of Green Gables series. Honestly, I feel like that's something I want to reread. Like, those are some books that I loved. And like, I think a lot of those books too, at least for me, are very kind of cozy, comforting books. So if that's something that floats your boat, it's also kind of nice to read like something that's cozy, comforting, lighthearted during winter. If that's not your vibe, ultimately, of course, read what is your vibe. But basically, I just want to share with you guys like a memory. I remember being younger, and so my parents have a fireplace, right? And so I remember I had a book, because I always had a book on hand as a kid, and I remember just like snuggling up to the fireplace and just like reading a book, and it's just such a cozy, comforting memory. And there's something about just having a book in the winter that just creates an extra level of just like comfort, in my opinion. So I suggest try reading just a nice book during the winter season. Okay, my tip number 3 is kind of within that same vein, and that is to watch a good show. I feel like this is helpful for me. So during winter breaks, this year, I started binge watching a show, and I basically finished that show over winter break, and it was great, honestly. Like, because I kind of was just chilling at home most of the time. I went back and I visited my parents. I was at home a lot, and so the show it was a light show, uplifting show, funny show, and so I feel like it kind of helped put me just in a good mood. And one thing with the show is like it kind of is a steady progression, because like movies are good too, but with like shows, you get to see like the character development, you get to see like the twists and the turns of the story, you get to follow along with the characters and see like where they end up, and it just was a thing I looked forward to. So I would suggest to also maybe find you like a good show that will help you through this winter season as well. My tip number 4 also is to watch comedy. So I remember I was going through a season at one period in time in my life that was it was difficult for me. And so one thing that got me through though was a specific comedian ultimately. And so basically when I was like feeling sad or I was feeling just like bummed, I would watch him ultimately, and it just put me in a better mood and just like uplifted my spirits. So yeah, maybe find you like a comedian that you like. I know there's lots of people that have like put their comedy on like podcasts too. So you can like listen to it like while you're on a drive. Or you can just like watch it on YouTube, or like watch, it on like another streaming platform as well. But that's something that was really helpful for me. And then that's one I think I'm gonna hopefully I'll implement all these. But I think that's one I might try to like implement this winter season too. It's just finding something just funny to listen to or to watch. And then number 5 is to practice hygge, and I'll probably put the definition of hygge in this video, but hygge is something I've kind of been learning about for the past few years. I've just found it very intriguing and interesting. So basically, hygge, to my understanding, the culture of that focuses on comfort and just like little things to be grateful for, and just like coziness. So things like a warm cup of tea or coffee, like a warm sweater, like a candle. It's just finding ways to make like your everyday life just that little bit extra more kind of cozy and like romantic. I feel like it kind of relates to like romanticizing your life too. So just making like the ordinary just a little bit more extraordinary and cozy and comforting. And so there's lots of things about hygge. The one way I learned about hygge was through Pinterest. So definitely like look up hygge on Pinterest, and you'll find a lot of different pens about it. And then also I think there's a book about hygge as well. Maybe that'll be one of my books that I read during the winter season. But there's a book about it if you really want to learn more just about the culture surrounding hygge as well. And anyway, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. If you ended up enjoying this video, please give it a big ol' thumbs up so that others can see the video and enjoy it as well. And yeah, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you can be a part of this community and that we can hang out here on YouTube as well. Until next time, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. I love you guys. Bye.